The Netherlands have defeated Tunisia 3-1, capping what can only be described as the most embarrassing World Cup campaign in Tunisian history. The Dutch being a pleasant surprise in the sense that they scored 10 freaking goals during this group stage. This was a team where goal scoring was an area of concern heading into the tournament. Has that actually been addressed? Has Koeman figured it out? You guys let me know down below in the comments. And then Japan and Sweden play out what was a initially terrible 1-1 draw. The second half picked up significantly, and I actually think Japan were quite fortunate to not end up losing late in this game, if not for some more heroics from Zion Suzuki. Today's World Cup recap is brought to you by FanDuel, and if you guys don't want to miss all of the World Cup content I'm dropping every single day, multiple times a day, match recaps, live streams, whatever it may be, make sure you guys hit subscribe. I'll talk about all 4 teams in this video. I'm not going to go in depth on the games themselves because I'm a little short on time right now, but I'm going to recap the final standings for Group F. In first place, the Netherlands on 7 points. In second place, Japan on 5 points. In third, Sweden on 4 points. And in fourth, Tunisia with 0 points. This is basically exactly how I predicted the group to end, only I thought Japan ultimately would be on 7 points. But credit to Sweden, they gave a hell of a fight in that second half, and I definitely don't think Japan were the better team today. I barely watched any of Tunisia round of 32. Now let's talk about Japan versus Sweden. I'll talk about Sweden first because I feel like I have slightly less to say. I did focus on this match. First half was very boring, very conservative. Sweden were like, hey man, if we're on 4 points, 0 GD, we're good. Japan were like, hey man, if it's a draw, we're in second on 5, we're good. Was there a little bit more umph in the second half? Was Sweden thinking like, wait a minute, we're playing France, maybe we should go for it? Probably a little bit of that. The second half was much better. I thought the goal from Japan, it might be the best team goal of the tournament. I believe it goes Ueda, Doan, and then a dime pass to Dyson Maeda, who got the start in this game, which I thought was a big call from Moriyasu, and that faith was repaid in full. I would say either that or Croatia's first goal against England, even though they got beat pretty soundly in that game. I would say those are the 2 best team goals that I've seen at this tournament. For Sweden, it's a complete wonder strike from Anthony Elanga. Maybe Zion Suzuki could do a little bit better, but I think that there are 2 Japanese defenders in the way, and he's assuming someone's going to get ahead to it. So I think he's kind of waiting more for a deflection. The deflection doesn't happen. He realizes it too late. It's a banger of a shot. I don't even know what the XG was on that shot. Probably like 0.05. I mean, it was really, really good. He kind of dances on Ritsu Dawn a little bit. It's a unsavable shot, I think, for most goalkeepers. I feel like Sweden, of all of the UEFA playoff teams, have impressed me the most. I watch them and I say, okay, these guys deserve to be here, and there's proper talent in this team. Graham Potter changed out the goalkeeper because whoever the guy was against the Netherlands was terrible, and this other guy was much better. I thought Ayari was pretty solid again, and Bergvall was pretty good when he came on too. Sweden, they have so much talent in the attack. When you have a front 3 of Elanga, Gyökeres, and Isak, that is Premier League talent, that is borderline a world-class attack. And when you have that, as we saw here today against Japan, you can pull a world-class goal out of your bum. And look, Gyökeres didn't even really do anything today. Isak had 1 really good shot after ripping Sugawara right outside of the Japanese goal, and it is an incredible save from Zion Suzuki. So I guess to close the loop on Sweden, I've been impressed with this team. I think they've been the best UEFA play-in team. Unfortunately, they will be playing France. Most likely, it could be Norway, but it looks like they'll be playing France in the next round. God, Norway, Sweden, though. Hold on a second. Let's back up there. That would be that would be so freaking good, man. I kind of hope that happens low key. God, who would France play in that standpoint? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll check back on that knockout predictions coming soon. I think Sweden against France, like France better take them seriously. You know, France have some concerns defending Koundé, Hernandez at the fullback position. This is a world-class attack. I'm going to say that. And I feel like Sweden should be feeling like, let's go out and give it a go. If we just don't make stupid mistakes, right? Because against the Netherlands, there were stupid defensive mistakes. If you avoid that, if the goalkeeper makes a couple big saves, because you know Elise's been on one, Mbappe's feeling himself, he's going to try something from outside the box. Tchouameni might pop one off, whatever. If the Swedish goalkeeper can just keep them in the game, You give the attackers an opportunity to work their magic. And so I think Sweden, yeah, I mean, this is a good team. They're not great, but they're also not bad. Like when I watched Czech Republic, like they're just not a good team. I think Sweden is clearly a better side than Czech Republic. I think they're a better side than Bosnia. Are they a better side than Turkey? That's a pretty interesting conversation. I think Turkey had a horror show, a horror start to the World Cup. I think Sweden in Group D, that would have been an interesting battle as well. For the sake of time, I'm not going to delve into this further, but I will say that I think Sweden were slightly the better team today. They at least had the better opportunities. Maybe Japan had the prettier moments of possession and playing the ball around. But Zion Suzuki, I'm going to say, is man of the match for me, like by far for Japan. He makes the Isak save, and then there were two saves on Isak because the second one was a header. And then he has one save with a cross/shot from Elanga that he gets a big hand to it, and that was probably going back corner as well. So Suzuki has been one of the best goalkeepers at this tournament. His glow up from a caterpillar to a butterfly since the last Asian Cup has been ridiculous to see. He's made 8 saves total in the group stage, and I think probably 5 of them are incredibly quality. We're talking about really good game-saving saves. I know there are definitely a few Swedes who thought they had won the game late off at least one of those Isak chances. So shout out to Zion Suzuki. Graham Potter, I think he clearly has a game plan with his team. It's not super sexy, but it has been effective so far. Sweden, who didn't even win a game in qualifying, are through to the round of 32. Like, that is an impressive achievement. And I don't know if Sweden have ever been grouped at the World Cup. I don't know if they've ever been grouped. If they have, it maybe only once or twice maximum. This is a team that, regardless of how they look coming into the tournament, they tend to make it to the knockouts, and they have done that once again in a mildly tricky group. You know, Netherlands, Japan, those are tough opponents. Tunisia, maybe under a different manager, under different circumstances, it could have been a banana peel. For Japan, I think it was an okay performance. Like I said, you could have made an argument Sweden were the better team. Zion Suzuki, man of the match for me. There's a lot of changes from Moriyasu in this squad. I mean, the squad is getting thin, so part of that I don't blame on him whatsoever. But, like, the substitutions late, it almost seemed like Moriyasu was trying to allow Sweden to get back in the game. I mean, I know respect and everything is a big thing in Japanese culture, but to take off Keito Nakamura, who I think has been hands down Japan's best attacker at this World Cup, for Nagatomo. Sure, maybe Nagatomo's a better defender, even though he's very old, and I think Keito's work rate has actually been quite good in this World Cup. Sure. What you've actually done, though, by taking off Keito, by taking off Doan, by taking off Ueda, you have completely nullified Japan's counterattack. One of the scariest things about this team is now non-existent. So basically from minute like 75 to 97, so we're talking about, what, 22 minutes of this game, you basically put Japan in a impossible position to win. Like, maybe to hold on, and hold on is how I would describe it. There was some very nervous defending from Japan late. There was a couple Hiroki Ito stupid fouls, giving up dumb set pieces. Like I said, Suzuki coming up big. So I didn't love it from Moriyasu today. I didn't love the management. What I did love was the Ao Tanaka performance. I thought it was great. Daichi Kamada might be in the group stage best 11 as one of the midfielders. Like, I'm not even kidding. This guy's been so good. It's ridiculous. It's actually insane how impressed I've been with him this tournament. Nakamura, like I said, Japan's best attacker during this group stage. Shout out to Maeda for getting the goal. Big moment for him. Doan getting an assist. You know, big moment for him as well. He was furious when he got subbed off, and I kind of understand why. I don't know if he's mad about he getting pulled versus Sugawara. Like, maybe he wanted to stay in the game, and you could have had Doan and Ito on the right-hand side at the same time, and that probably could have at least threatened Sweden, but anyways, I digress. Did Moriyasu completely fumble like he did in 2022 against Costa Rica? No, he didn't. He didn't set up Japan so conservatively that, you know, getting points in this game was impossible, but we got really, really close. We got really close to that. So I think Moriyasu is a very lucky boy that it's not Gonda anymore as the starting goalkeeper. It's Zion Suzuki, or we could be looking at Japan in third place playing France right now. Speaking of,